So basically what this is, I show this chart for one reason, is because this is a chart of what's called the methylation pathways in the body. And 300 billion times every single day of your life, 300 billion cells that were with you today will not be with you tomorrow. And what happens is this complex pathway, and this is how our genes encode how we take every raw material in the human body and convert it to the usable form. So in other words, nothing that we put into our bodies, nothing, no protein, mineral, vitamin, amino acid, nutrient of any kind, gets used in the format that we put it in. Everything that we put into our bodies goes through a process of being converted into the usable form. Okay? This conversion is called methylation. Just imagine taking crude oil out of the ground. You can't put crude oil into your gas tank, right? Because the car doesn't understand that fuel source. Crude oil has to be converted to gasoline, refined, and then your car can run off of that fuel source. The same exact thing is true with human beings. This refining process is called methylation. This is a snapshot of methylation. And what I always point out on here, I don't need you to memorize it, is that look at this methylation pathway and see if you can find any chemicals, any synthetics, or any pharmaceuticals. You won't find any of those things. What you will find are vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. This is the foundation of your cellular biology. We need 91 essential minerals, we need 8 essential amino acids, and we need 2 essential fatty acids for this entire engine to run. You don't need synthetics, you don't need chemicals, you don't need pharmaceuticals. That doesn't appear anywhere on here. But what's astounding to me is that when you are deficient in certain vitamins, minerals, or amino acids, you get the expression of disease, and then we think the fix is a chemical or a synthetic or a pharmaceutical. How do you fix anything going on in this methylation pathway with any of those things? They don't even appear on here. And my point is that we have accepted such an erosion of our baseline sense of normalcy. And we don't accept the fact that we can actually be nutrient deficient and leading to the expression of disease. In fact, we've developed an entire narrative around disease traveling in families. Like if you just showed up to your cardiologist tomorrow and you had high blood pressure, they would say, Flex, we're going to do all these, we're going to do this entire cardiac workup. Your EKG is normal, your EEG is normal, your heart and lung sounds are normal, your cardiac exam is fully normal, but you have high blood pressure. It's weird. But, we see on your report that your uncle had it and your grandmother had it.
Yep.
So you have genetically inherited hypertension. You have familial hypertension. If you actually took that a step further and looked the doctor right in the eye and said, well, if I inherited hypertension from my ancestor, what gene did they pass on to me that caused this condition to exist? Their face would go blank.
Yeah.
Ditto that for hypothyroid. Ditto that for type 2 diabetes. Ditto that for drug and alcohol addiction, for depression, for anxiety, for ADD, for ADHD. Because these things run in families does not mean that we pass disease from generation to generation. What we pass from generation to generation is the inability for the body to refine a raw material.
Interesting.
Which leads to a deficiency, which causes that condition.